up to our team to live stream? Okay, we're live on YouTube as well. So hi to everybody on YouTube. Hi to everybody otherwise in the Mystic Lotus community. Big warm welcome. We're at the tail end of our Mystic Lotus awesome Divination Tele Summit, and it's still amazing how much we're learning and experiencing. All thanks to the incredible healers we have. There's more magic in store for us today, because for the very first time on the Mystic Lotus platform, we are diving into the world of runes. These are magical symbols that help us predict the future, give us insight into our present, explain our past. And live with us is the spectacular Nirjarra Doshi, a spiritual scientist, a light language code activator, energy alchemist, and an occult healer. Nirjarra has been a practitioner and trainer for over a decade and is deeply experienced in occult practices. She counts several celebrities, including Bollywood, among her clients, and she's been a regular expert on over 7 or 8 TV channels. Yeah. So Nirjarra, welcome to the Mystic Lotus awesome Divination Tele Summit. Wonderful to have you here. Take us into the world of runes.
Thank you so much, Ruchira, and the entire Mystic Lotus team. And I would offer my gratitude not only to the universe, but all the beautiful souls here, first and foremost. You're not here for a reason. You just connected for a reason, and that's something, it's not a vague coincidence you are here. So I would I would start the concept with telling you that runes, the magical world of runes, the meaning of runes basically means magic. It's ancient, it's whisper. So runes is a wisdom that has been from the prehistoric time and has always been around. It's said that Odin, the Greek god Odin, kind of downloaded this information and passed it to the seers. So back in those days, we had people who were gurus in India. In West, they had seers. And these were the information that were passed down to the seers, And we are talking about a time when there were gods on earth, there were giants on earth, and there were also humans on earth, dinosaurs on earth. So you can totally relate how ancient this symbol thing is. The reason why runes is not very popular, and it's not because it's a very sacred art. It's a very sacred art, and you have to use a lot of discernment because it basically has a capacity of magic. You can create magic with it just like that. And it helps your intuition power. It immediately, everybody's born with intuition. There are some people who say, I don't have intuition. No, if you are born with a heart, if you're born with a mind, if you're born with a gut, you're born with intuition.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't know. You must have not done some work, or you have completely forgotten it. But that doesn't mean you don't have intuition. So the runes help you to amplify and magnify your intuitions just like that. Also, it is used as a divination technique naturally, because the reason why this whole wisdom came into the earth is because it was trying to help. Divination comes from the word divine, which means we are giving you some wisdom. So basically it started as divination, but then what? Naturally, gods, they can do anything. They said, why? Because we are just having 24 runes. That's what they created. Let's put magic, let's put everything in, and let's figure it out. So then that magic can be used to create, uncreate, change, alter, but for the higher purpose, for the betterment of the humankind. So that is why this is a very sacred text, which is a closed text kind of a thing. Not many people are here. So if you are here, somewhere your soul has an inclination to such things. So that's why, a great gratitude from my side, a deepest gratitude from my side. So, the soul family can be together to understand what the runes are, you know what gets triggered to you today, and your information can pass through. So,
that sounds really interesting, Nirjarra. Nirjarra, I know you have a very deep connect, and you have an interesting story about how you came around to connect with runes.
Yes, yes, yes.
So we'd love to hear, we'd love to share that with everyone else here as well.
Is that okay? I can share?
Yeah, yeah, of course, please.
Okay. Okay. So it's a very different story. It's one of the good experiences, awesome experiences, I can say. I was doing an angel therapy course with a sir of mine, a professor of mine, and he was also learning a lot of things at that point of time. And then he would say, "Okay, I'm doing this. You can learn this, and you can learn this." So whenever we were learning any one modality, he would give a taste of another modality just to keep us interest peaked into that. So one of those days, he said, let's do past life regression." And we were all, yeah, we had seen Trupti Jain on TV and we were like, oh, excited, pata nahi kya, pata chal jayega, kind of. We went with that. Honestly, my experience was not so good. I could not see anything at all. So, but we came back and then we started discussing, not because in the first time you don't see too much, because you also need to have an experienced past life therapist, kind of. He wasn't so because he was learning himself, but we just came out of it. And then we all discussed and they said, okay, now I'm going to introduce you to runes. He was learning that and he was going to practice with us because like every teacher, they need to practice. Once you learn, you need to practice and you need people. So we were all bakras at that time for him, not to say that way, but we were kind of, because we were getting something out of it. So I would say that. So when he started putting up the rune spreads, I could understand it and I could resonate with it much more faster. And before he could come up with a solution or a reading, I could do it. And whatever his readings were and whatever my readings were completely different. And a co-student of mine could relate with my story. And we were wondering, and he told me, you know what, बहुत मस्ती करते हो आप, आपको पता है तो आप क्यों जानबूझ के छेड़ रहे हो हमको, kind of, why are you trying to do that? And I said, I don't even know what these are, and then we went through the process where I could pick up about 15 to 16 of runes I could pick up. I wasn't 100% sure, but I definitely could pick up those things. And some of my readings were well.
So you just knew without having learnt.
Yeah, I just knew. And that's when we started, everybody was in a thing. And then we started and said, maybe what would have happened? Because then he called up his PLR teacher and she called up her teacher. So there was a big thing happening, because aisa kuch hua nahi aaj tak,
like an investigation into what is how is this happening?
So then one of the PLR teacher, she's a very well-known PLR teacher in Mumbai. She said she has accessed her past life in Akashic records in her past, and she downloaded the information. So the memory is opened up. So I have had an access to runes before in my past life. I just, in my past life, when I would have gone, maybe I didn't know what happened with me, but I just got all the information and it was right there. And I could start predicting after the PLR session without knowing what the concept is, without knowing what these runes are. I didn't even know they were called runes actually. So then, of course, I decided to go ahead with the course. I started doing a little bit of my own research. That's when I realized there is a huge magic to it. I started deep back into my Akashic records to get more and more downloads and informations about this entire subject. And that's when I realized, oh my God, it's a sacred knowledge. It's a powerful knowledge. It's a magical knowledge. So you need to have a lot of discernment and a lot of self-control to do this. So that's how my entire experience is. So it's kind of amazing, awesome experience, of my life. So, yeah,
that's an amazing way to discover, a talent, a power that you have.
Yes.
That's wonderful. So, Nirjarra, you mentioned, these symbols, etc. So, what are these symbols, and how do you read them?
So, see, these are different symbols. If you want, I can just put on my camera to show to the crowd also around here, if that's okay.
Yeah. Would love
okay.
that.
Just give me a moment.
I'll ask the audience as well, although I'm eager to see them and I've seen some of them before. Okay. But I'll ask our audience, would you like to see the rune symbols? Would you like to see what they look like? Give us a yes in Telegram. I can see Deepti says yes. Good morning. We've got lots of yeses. Sangeeta, Ekta.
I mean, is it clear? I'm trying my level best here.
You're spotlighted for me. Let me just check with the team if we can spotlight the instead.
No, the other one, the other video.
Yeah, we can see.
Okay.
Let me just try to. Yeah, okay, I've added. Can everyone see the runes as well?
No, there's a symbol here.
Yeah,
I think now people can see.
Yeah. Oh, these are beautiful.
Yeah, awesome. So these are the different powerful symbols, you know, like, I mean, if you see, these are the runes basically. What we are going to be talking about is the most ancient runes, which are 24 symbols. And then you have a blank rune here, which doesn't have any symbol at all. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So Odin, as you know, he was a master. You know,
yeah,
he doesn't want to give control to
father of Thor, right?
Father of Thor, yes, absolutely. Father of Thor, the creator. The Greeks believe that he's the creator. He's very smart, you know, he's very wise person, and he doesn't want to give wisdom to everybody. So he gave the 24 runes, and one rune he has kept it for himself, wherein if the person uses this information for bad aspects, he can overturn it.
Ah, how interesting.
Yeah, so he is not given the entire information. So we always have one blank rune, which will always be part of the anything that we do, the spells that we do, or the unique formulas or charms or, you know, talismans, whatever we do, his presence will always be there, because just in case if we make an error of judgment while creating anything or reading anything, his presence is always there to guide us.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes. So
these are so lovely. I've seen different ones. I've seen some crystal ones, etc. And we're going to be talking about that also later on the call today. But these are just so beautiful. And how does it? So how does it work, Nirjarra? Do you like, you know, in tarot, or you have specific questions? In astrology and numerology, you ask about a certain area of life.
Yeah.
So how does one consult a rune expert? How do we pose one question, or do we ask you about a certain area of life?
So like any other divination technique, runes are basically also used for divinations, you know. So you just have to do the same thing, just the way you go to your tarot card reader and you pose your questions, or you go to an astrologer and you pose your question, or, you know, you just go to angel oracle cards, you question, you have a question in your mind, you intuit on it, you ask for the guidance. We go with the same way. So, but the casting of these runes can be different ways, you know. So the original way was they would, you know, put it everything in a box like this, you know. So I mean, they didn't have a box, I mean, a pouch or a box at that point of time, but they had what they would call. So these were originally casted in woods, because, like I said, this is prehistoric times. Okay. So there were no plastics, there were no glasses, there was nothing. It was completely a different era, you know. So they were carved out of the tree woods, and each wood signifies, like each crystal signifies some of the other aspect. Each wood signifies a quality that is imbibed. So, like, for example, if you have a teak wood, it is more durable. If you have a sandalwood, it is more smelling and it is more pious. So we have a willow tree, we have an oak tree, we have different trees, you know. And each tree, each wood has its own power, because it's an element, right? Wood is an important element of earth. So you use the element of earth along with this cast, and they were carved with knives, or they were carved with something sharpened, you know. So they were carved in a different way. The bigger runes were carved with axes, you know. So all that will come in part of history, because it's very important to know the legacy, because without legacy we can't go ahead. But this is how they were casted. So what they would do, they would have a small coconut shell or a wooden shell, where they would put it like that, and they would kind of, you know, just kind of do this, and they would just put it like that. Okay. Now, for example, I have done this. Okay. Now what happens? There are 1, 2, 3, and 4 that have come with the shape, and all the remaining 3 have come upside down. So if I reverse it, you will see the symbols. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, see, Odin made his presence here. us. So Odin is with us, So I mean, I didn't intend to, but he's just right there, Like I mean, and you invoke him, and he's always around, Like I mean, he's just blessing us, So now these three things are not part of the spread, okay, or what we call. But these four things. So if you have a question, then we will take these four symbols into account, and then we will see, okay, then I can view. But there is something which is stopping. They did not come to the surface because they were hidden. So either they are blocking it, or they're obstructing it, or there's something that's going to be in the past. Now that all can be figured out only when I'm looking at the spread and I know the question, and then I can talk about it. Okay. So this is how a general reading goes, But now times have changed, things have changed. So then you can actually, put it in a pouch or things like this, and you can go the tarot way also, wherein you kind of shuffle and then you pull out, and then you say, okay, past, present, future. Okay.
Okay. Oh, okay, like that.
Yeah. And then there are shapes. There are shapes in runes, because runes uses a lot of sacred geometry. The whole concept is of runes, and its magic comes from the sacred geometry. So there will be shapes in which the runes will be casted, and each shape will have its own power, its own element, its own importance. So, but yeah, if I have to generally say past, present, future, and then if I say what's above and what's below, then it kind of comes.
Yeah. Okay. How wonderful. My God, it's fascinating, Nirjarra. It's really, really fascinating.
Yeah.
So much mysticism and so many beautiful elements.
So it's on a different level. Runes is just not on one level, it's on different levels. So you have, for example, this is Murano glass, Italian Murano glass crystals, runes that I'm using. Okay. I mean, I wanted to indulge, so I did that, but yeah, I mean, not everybody would want to. They're pretty expensive, and they have to be very careful because they can break also, so I have to be pretty careful with that. But you get it in crystals, you get it in wood form. That doesn't stop. You can create your own runes. There are artists, I know most of my art is basically, I teach to the people in West because they're more aware of this philosophy, and they know the sacredness of it, so they don't just want to misuse it, they want to use it, So there are artists in there, and they have created their own runes. So, if anything doesn't work, if you're an artist, you can take a pen and a paper, draw, color, do whatever you want to, and you have your own set of runes, because you're imbibing it with your own energy, with your own, and I'll be teaching in the course also, I'll be teaching you how to invocate it, how to incant it. So there are different ways you can energize your runes, So you have a crystal, you have a symbol, you have a magic ability, you have a element that you are using for it, then you have a querent based on it. Querent is a person who asks the question, So a client, we don't use the word client because it's not commercial at all, What we say is a querent. A querent is a seeker. So querent seeker also has its own element. So we take all that into account, and we put it in a spread, and then we read it on a different level, and that's how a reading goes, kind of.
That's incredible. Okay, I'm intrigued, Nirjarra, and I'd love to actually take on a couple of people and see how how this works in real as well.
Okay.
I'm going to request if our audience, if you have questions, if you want to try it out, do put up your hand on Telegram, and we'll take you on, and we'll request Nirjarra to do a reading for you.
Okay. Also, I would request everybody to please give a detailed question. Don't give a generic, because then the answer would be generic. If you're asking a question, I would offer myself 100%, and in all authenticity, give you a very 100% answer.
Okay. All right. Great. And I just want to quickly check with everyone, all of you who are on your mobile phones, we have spotlighted both Nirjarra as well as her table, where you can see her casting the runes. So I hope you can see both screens. Yeah. All right. Give us a yes on Telegram if that's fine. And if instead you'd like just one screen to be spotlighted for now, we can do that too, whichever is more convenient. Yeah, you can all see. Okay, great. All right. Thanks, V. Thanks, Vikram. All right. Okay. I have a couple of questions as well that have come up.
Okay.
I'm going to request the team to send me the names of people we can take on right now for a quick demonstration.
Ruchira, we would also require their birth dates.
Sure.
Yeah.
So give us your birth date as well as your question. Yeah. Questions can be around anything, around your career or your relationships or health or finances. And you just have to be really, really specific in your questions. All right, we'll just quickly take a look at. So I did see some people asking about runes, so I'm just going to quickly take a look at those questions as well. Any questions, of course, that we don't get around to in terms of like questions on runes that we don't address on the call today that we may miss or something. Nirjarra and the team will be around, so Nirjarra will be able to answer them after the call as well. All right. Shall we go with Madhu? I have a name here. Let me just find Madhu on. Okay, there are two Madhus on Zoom.
Yeah.
Madhu
Okay.
from. Okay, can you hear?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Madhu.
Can I have a look at Madhu?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I can. Yes. Hi, Madhu.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Madhu, go ahead and share your birth date as well as your question.
Yeah. So I'm Madhu. My date of birth is 14th April 1982. I would like to understand about my career, how to go about. Like I'm been a bit confused. One is to study further, or or go into occult science. I'm also a sound healer, so I want to pursue over there as well. But the finances actually stops me. So there's a lot of confusion how to go about. But my heart always goes for the healing thing.
Okay. Shall I continue?
Yes. Yeah. Thanks.
Madhu, the sense that I'm getting is that it's you start things very easily, but you kind of leave halfway. Is that
Yes. Yeah.
you have multiple ideas and multiple things in your brain running, but you don't respect your own self, and you feel maybe it's not worth it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
Right.
so any idea that comes into your mind, it just kind of doesn't germinate it further because your own lack of self-worth puts you down. Yeah.
Correct. And also, I won't be knowing what action to take on that.
Okay. Oh. So the runes that have come out has definitely an ordained rune. If people can see around here, you are being blessed. What is happening in your case is, you have a lot of gifts, but you're not happy with yourself. And you're not happy is because there is a problem in your childhood. Something has happened in your childhood because of which you have chose to see life in a very different way. You're not self-confident about yourself, and that is why, despite having wonderful ideas that are coming across to you, you are not being able to execute, is also because the stop in process. So my honest suggestion is, I can see a possibility of both things together here. I mean, why both? I see you because the presence of Odin Rune himself presence here, he can just change your life in a different way. Is there a possibility for you working during the day and doing your sound healing during the weekend or in the evenings and then still go about it? Can your physical body take that?
Yes. Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
where is the confusion?
But I'm not getting that pattern, or don't know how to, because that weekend, should I have to spend my energy and time utilizing on the healing part or study something else so that my career get advanced? So that's a confusion.
Yeah, so you can, what the runes are saying is you can do both.
Okay.
There is a possibility of you doing both, and with, see, because the kind of energy that you carry, any amount of knowledge or information in your life will help you. But
Okay.
there is something which you are not to realize. I think you are stuck up with financial status, financial growth. Yeah,
Yes.
so that is why what are you studying at the moment?
I haven't studied. I'm planning to study CMA.
And at the moment, what are you doing?
I'm working as an finance manager in one of the company.
You're working as a finance manager. Does this job appeal you?
Yes, yes.
It does. So then
It.
you should study this ahead, because
Mm-hmm.
that kind of information, that kind of calling is important. But at the same time, you are also being prepared for your future endeavors, and that is why your healing business is coming. So when you are studying, you can study in the weekends. If the sound healing session you can take at night. See,
Mm-hmm.
for you to be extraordinary, you have to do extraordinary things. You have a possibility of being, I'm sorry, yeah, I can show you. Yeah. You have a possibility of being something extraordinary.
Okay.
You are gifted. This is a rune of gift. You're
Oh,
born with gifts. You're born with power. It's your self lack of worth which is stopping you. Something in your past, let's not discuss in public, but it's just that something in your past is stopping you from that. You choose that path. You are still choosing the past. You are not choosing your present, and you're not choosing your present. That is why Odin is here to help you negate your karmas. Now,
mm,
that past could be in your childhood or it could be in your past life, but Odin's presence is here to negate it. Only
okay.
thing is, you have to work extraordinary. So, if you want to, for example, the kind of energy your body is carrying right now, you are capable of doing 5 to 7 things minimum at a point of time in life. So for example, if you are having a business, if you had been a businessman, I would have told you, please expand on different horizons.
Okay.
So
Oh.
you are just standing in a shell. I want you to grow on all the aspect, and you
Mm.
have that capacity. So the cards are asking, so the runes are asking you to move ahead with your teaching, with everything. But for that, you have to make an ultimate sacrifice of your own life, whatever is existence. But you work hard now, so maybe when you're around 40 or something, you will be an established person in whatever field you are. Have a long-term goal. Your body should be able to take it, my first question, because you, I feel, are a little lazy.
Lazy, and I'm a bit weak as well.
No, weak is your choosing, lazy is what you are, it's your dormant energy.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, but you have the gift of soul, so you can't be weak unless you choose to be a weak person. You have this
Okay.
gift. Yeah.
Fine. Thank you.
So
Thank you so
thank you so
much.
much, Madhu.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
on.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nirjarra. My
My
goodness,
pleasure.
that is, you're right. When the question is really specific,
Yeah.
the answer has so much detail and so much insight, and it's so rich. So I'd like to understand, Nirjarra, it's amazing how you did that reading. Is that because each of the symbols have a set meaning, or is it dependent on the sequence that they're appearing in? Because you did mention that, and in Madhu's case, for example, we had Odin's
Yeah,
presence.
it just comes across, yeah.
So could you tell us a little bit more about the symbols and and the runes themselves, and how do you
So,
do this reading?
so the reading comes definitely because of the symbol, but
Mhm,
also when I looked at Madhu, I was trying to connect, with the help of runes. I was trying to connect to Madhu's energies,
mhm.
and it said a lot of things. So even before the reading started, I gathered a lot of information about that. That okay, I could see the pattern. I didn't want to say it that it's laziness on a public forum, but if you'd have been in a private session, I would have probably said a lot of other things also, because he has a potential, immense potential. You don't get a rune, Odin rune and a gift card together. So that means Odin is here to help you with your gift. that is something extraordinary, like, I mean, he's an extraordinary person. And I'm sure, Madhu, in future, if you follow your soul path, you're going to reach somewhere very high, like, I mean, I'm really hoping in that way, So the point is, you have those symbols, but you pick up on the energies, and then there is something intuition, which runes help you to do that,
Wow.
So it's on different levels. You kind of read that on that aspect.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
really, really amazing. And every time you mention something, Nirjarra, and I saw, Madhu's say, yes, that's true, that's right.
Yeah.
Every time I felt, my goodness, that sort of pinpoint precision of knowing and having that sort of insight is really, really beautiful and magical, like you mentioned.
Yeah, it's magic.
Runes.
Yeah, it's magic. Even before the session started, the information started flowing through. And that happens with every person. It's not just that I'm somebody special. No, I would love to think that I'm somebody special, but sorry, I can't take the credit. It's what runes are. They give you that information. They give you that knowledge. They just open up your psychic abilities. So they magnify it. In fact.
How amazing.
Yeah.
Nirjarra, should we take on one more person before we go on? Yeah.
Yeah, please.
I'm going to quickly check. We have Ansh. I can see Ansh. Let me look at. Ansh, I've put in a request to unmute you. Okay, it's disappeared. I think it's under Himali's name. Yeah. Himali, I've put in a request to unmute you. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Hi. Can I see you? I'm sorry.
My video is on now.
Yes.
Yeah,
Now I can see. Yes, Himali. Yeah.
First of all, your tattoo is excellent.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I want to ask for my son.
Okay. May
So
I have his birth date also?
Yeah, I mentioned it's a 7/10/1998. 7/10/1998. He is a lawyer right now. He's practicing.
Okay.
He wants to go for LLM next year.
Okay.
He will go.
Okay. Absolutely. There is no reason why he should not go. Absolutely.
He is very
He's
firm.
thinking, he's thinking of doing something else also after this.
Yeah, he wants to do something in finance, with finance, something.
Yes. Because
Or
that
a
is
solicitor he wants to do.
he is a warrior. He is a warrior spirit. And no wonder he has chosen to be a lawyer, because lawyer is the one who supports the people who are kind of, not the weaker section of people. Lawyers are the people who, with their knowledge and information, support the people. In his past, he was a strategician. So he was working with few people, and he is a warrior community. So, I mean, maybe in this life, he's born in a different community, but in his previous life, he's a warrior. And he has an anger. Trust me, he has a huge anger control, which is very right for him, because he belonged to a warrior community. Warrior community need that aggression in their life. So in this life, you can ask him to reduce that karma, because now he's going to be in a place where the client can attack him also. The client can also sue him, So he needs to put that thing down, but otherwise. Yeah. Yes, he's sorted. So I think that's the only trouble with him, is that he's a little impatient. His eyes, I think he wears specs.
Yeah,
he does. His eyes, I can see that, he's wearing specs. He's got a weaker eyes, so he needs to take care of the eyes. If he can do Surya Jal Chadana in the morning every day, that will purify him. So the water element will calm his anger down. The sun will help him to come to the right alignment, because he is little wayward. He wants to do quite many things. He was a very ambitious person, very strong.
Yeah.
So in his past life, definitely he was somewhere where he was on a very high level. He was a strategician, and probably he was a warrior on path. So there are sometimes when people who just stay and they only enter the battlefield at the last moment. So maybe in future he will be kind of on a place where he will come only in the last picture for the case. So he will do a lot of work, but his presence will only be needed at the last moment. So you hire those special people, kind of things, you know, in lawyer, I don't know what you say that, but you hire extra help. You have one lawyer and then you have counselors, and then you have a people above counselors. I'm not sure how the system works, but what I'm seeing is the hierarchy. So his job is basically to run on a top level and only come into the picture when it is needed. And he will have a good network. He will have good associates. He'll have good network, provided his tongue. He has to understand that lawyers, you know, so they become a little tricky, and he's a warrior, so you know they lose it like that, you know. So if he's able to do that, he's lucky.
Because he was so fixed, around fixed 6 he was. So he's fixed, I want to do law only. There is no plan B. As a parent, we thought you just think twice, but he was so fixed. He wants to do this, and after this LLM, and after this solicitor. Yeah, so I'm worried. He's in good way. Like,
if you want to think positive. Don't be worried. Yeah. Worry is a negative vibration. You're sending that to him. You say, yes, I know you're going to be an MLM or whatever, solicitor or a good counselor or Chief Justice of India, whatever you want to. You think on those lines. Because his soul needs your soul's and family's support, you know, like, I mean, then he can work. Amazing.
My father-in-law is also a lawyer. So he's like,
I'm sorry. Kya tension kya hai fir yaar? What's the worry? I just saw State and I assumed you're Gujarati.
Yeah, I'm Gujarati. Yes.
Yeah. So I just, you know, so don't worry, you know. Don't be that Guju mama, please. Allow your son to go his path.
I am not at all. His father is worried because some nowadays London is also as a task.
London, why you want to send him there? You want to send him there to study?
Yeah, UK. UK is the best for Indians.
Yeah, that is it. My son was in UK, but he can do some courses online also, and he can still get the same degree.
But he wants to go. I want experience.
Yeah, I can experience. Yeah, it's a good experience. Why not? Okay. Any which was this card is there, this rune is there. So it will take him places. Warriors don't stay in one places. They need to go different places. So that's part of his soul plan. So why are you worrying about? You know, if you have enough funds, please go ahead. And he has gift. He has a gift to be somebody good.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Next time I come to, if there is any problem, he has to give me discount. Huh? I helped him shape his career. You have to give me discount. From one Gujarati to another.
Your number, you just call. He will call you straight.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
Thanks, Somali. Thanks, Nirjarra.
Thank you.
Gosh. Oh, well, yeah, I think parents always worry about their children and their future. So
Indian mothers are born to do that. That's their only thing.
So Nirjarra, tell me a little bit. I want to come back to this magic, and we will take on more people through the call as well.
Yes.
But I do want to also understand what's going on with the runes. I'd like to talk to you a little bit more about, you mentioned in a couple of these readings, you mentioned about past life, something that's happened in the past life. What is the connect between past life and runes? How do they help you understand your past?
See, like, it's a soul.
Mm-hmm.
And soul has multiple past, will have multiple futures, and an excellent present.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a soul journey. I am not talking to Hemali as a Hemali right now, or his son. I didn't pick up card for Hansh. I pick up the card of the runes for the soul of Hansh. He in this life is existing as Ansh. Okay. But in his past life, he was a warrior. He was a strategician. Mm-hmm. So I don't look at, okay, I'm Jain by nature, by birth, okay? Mm-hmm. And I don't believe in any religions, but I can't remove that cloak from me because it's imbibed in my DNA. My name is Nirjarra. In Jainism, it's 9 paths. So in Buddhism, you have 8 path fold. In Jainism, you have 9 path fold. One of the path is Nirjara, which means eradication of karmas. So karma is something which is, I feel, is part of my life. And I want to not only eradicate my karmas and reach to nirvana, but also across the people. So I bring element of karma everywhere. That's my gift.
Okay.
Kahin pe bhi, kidhar bhi, I will bring that element of karma because I'm not looking for, say, in this whole world, people like Elon Musk, 168 billion crore company and 800 million people, he can give 1 crore to everybody and life would be sorted. But no, in the same place where we have Elon Musk, we have somebody who is from Ethiopia who doesn't have enough to eat. So similarly, there are different peoples. We are all existing in different world. My job is how you can detect your karmas. And everybody elevates to a higher level. So I bring karma into everything. So I look at soul journey. I don't look at anything which is right now in the materialistic world. So my readings are on not materialistic level or emotional levels, but they're on karmic level. So sometimes people may resonate with it. Sometimes they may not. They think, I don't know what is she saying, but eventually they do resonate. That's kind of how I think my past is always connected because you're a soul. So soul to kahin se bhi uska past leke hi aata hai. It will bring its past back into the picture. So that's how it is. So Ansh, in the case of Ansh, what we saw is that definitely he was a warrior. And that is why no wonder he chose to be law, because I think in this life, he is born in a family where violence is not allowed, probably. And the Gujaratis, they never fight. They will surrender, paisa le lo, but chhod do humko. That is the inherent nature. So because he was born as Jain or as a Gujarati family, whatever he was, he has chose to be a lawyer because that is how he can help the people. His intention is to stand up for the weak. So past is always connected to your present, and it will help you co-create your future. That's whole the story of life is.
Thanks, Nirjarra. I was listening to it on my phone. My laptop's network dropped for a second.
Okay.
So that's really fascinating, actually, because you also mentioned, Nirjarra, the other day when we were discussing about runes, you said that, sometimes, and even today, like with Madhu, and you did mention there are certain aspects of our past life, or there are certain aspects, even in a reading, other aspects that you have an insight into, which we know, but we don't necessarily want to perhaps accept. Does that happen often, and how does one, like, has it happened often in your readings? Have you come across clients who've had it difficult to accept, but they do realize later that it was right?
Oh God, so many times, like I had a person, he was quite a famous person in his field, and he had come for a reading. Now what happens is when you come for a reading, you're coming to listen to things that you want to listen. You pay me money first, you take my time, and then you want to make me do what you do. I'm not supposed to do that. I'm supposed to give you the right answer. You may like it or you may don't, because then you have your other pappus and secretaries who can do the job for you. Then you don't need to come to me for that, I'm not going to give you the shit that you want. I'm going to give you the correct information that is right for you.
Yeah.
Every question that I would kind of say, and I would show him that this is his mistake here, which genuinely was, he was too arrogant, and we don't label people, but it was that he didn't want to accept it. He was not ready to accept it, Now, mostly what happens is when people come for a reading, we think that the person is okay to understand and accept whatever is going to be part of truth, because truth, seeking truth is very courageous thing, and you need an exemplary courage to walk on the truth with the information and walk on the path. This guy probably wasn't, so when he got up halfway, and he says, you can keep the money for the rest of the session. And I'm like, hell yes, I'm going to do that. You took my time. I didn't have any other clients. I'm definitely going to do that. But the point is, I'm like, okay. And he just walked off, Now I knew eventually he will realize, because I planted the seed. What is more important is that the truth, either in some places, it will grow very fast. Like in Madhu's case, it immediately started germinating. I could sense that, okay, he didn't accept most of it, but there was few things that he immediately started germinating it. So I knew this person, Ajnitakal, will come back, which happened. So after about 6-8 months, he asked his secretary to take an appointment. He didn't make a call. And I'm like, okay, because you don't have an ego over here. And I was like, more than welcome, because now I knew this person is kind of ready to accept it. And eventually he did give the part of business to his son, which he was not hesitant. He was very hesitant to before, but eventually he did, so that was kind of but I got a gift from the son, but not from him, but I got a gift from the son. Thank you for making this happen.
Well, you finally made it happen for him.
For him. Yeah, I didn't know that, but I mean, I don't know how he got to know about it, but then I enjoyed my chocolates. What's wrong with that,
Of course.
Yeah.
So I can see a lot of questions around Nirjarra, that people have around, what is my life purpose? Things like feeling stuck, not being able to take decisions. Archana is talking about that. Whether to go into occult science, etc. So are there areas of life that runes, particularly where you found great success for your clients, where runes have been able to give, fantastic guidance?
Okay. So I just wanted that client of mine to be here, but she's working. So I just got a message that she was in a meet, so she will not be able to make it, but she did try to make it happen. Her name is Pooja actually, and she wanted to be part of this also, because so she had come to me after being with quite many astrologers and tarot card readers and all of them, so a friend of her had gifted a session to me, so she had come with the intention, okay, maybe it's a gift coupon that I have to, maybe I'll find out something else, and then we figured it out. And then she said, I really don't want to do tarot. I'm like tired of tarot. I don't want to do astro. So I said, I don't do astro. I do Western astro. But he said, I really don't want to do all of that. So I said, okay, let's try rules, And her question was, will I be a mother? And I'm like, I pulled out the stones and I said, okay, I was using a different stone deck at that point of time. So I pulled that out, and it was right there. I mean, it was just there, So I said, yes, I think by next year, it should not be a problem. And she just looked at me and said, you know what? I went to so many people, and the astrologer that she was with for the longest time, she said, Tere Naseeb, and she's not meant to be a mother. And I'm like, no, it begged to differ. It's showing here. And then I said, okay, how about you do a proper reading instead of a gift reading, which is normally about 2 questions. You go for a proper reading, wherein we do a rune healing, we do a rune formula, and we go ahead with that. And that's going to be a thing if you believe in it. So I think in the longest time, there was nobody who said something like there is a possibility, wherein I gave a timeline. Because runes showed me timelines, I gave a timeline to her, and I don't know, she was really okay with it. Or maybe the runes kind of channeled through her, because she had come for a tarot session, which she didn't even take. She took a rune session, and she was okay with that. And she said, "Okay, I'll have a word about it," and I said, "Okay." Then she came for a reading, and then I said, "Okay, we are going to work for you." So I created a magical, like we call it runic formula, but in local people, you can say it's talisman or a charm or something like that, with the help of these runes, because they have the magical abilities. I said we will do that, okay? And I told her that once we do that, you will have to wait for a certain time, because it has to work on you. Now, she was so happy and excited that she went for the first cycle. And I told her the results are not going to come through, because it clearly showed me a timeline where you have to go in for an August thing. She went in for a June, because she started feeling very good about it. So, and I said, it's not your body that has to feel good. The formula has to work per se, So of course it failed. So she had to wait for July, and August she was not very keen. And I pushed. I said, you have to go. Today her son is about 6 years old.
Wow. Oh, that's fantastic.
I receive birthday cake every year for Nivan's birthday. Every year I receive
Sure.
a birthday cake for her,
Oh,
So
lovely.
yeah, so that happened. So that is the
That
magic
is
of runes.
magical. That is
Magic.
magical. My
Yeah, that's
goodness.
absolutely.
And like you, because you've especially you start to like, when astrologers, etc., all tell you, oh, this is not in your destiny, you're not destined to do this. It's not showing, it's not showing. You start to believe that. And it's
Yeah.
hard, and you feel very disappointed. It's hard to, come out of that.
Also, because when people, when my queries come to me, I never ask them, have you visited anywhere before? Because I don't want to know the story. I want to have my energy channeled into the reading. So
Mm,
normally when people come, they say, I had been here and I'd been there. And I'm like, I don't want to know about that. What you did is
mm,
what you did. That is your private matter. I don't need to be part of your drama. I need to be part of my life, So I didn't ask anything of her, So I didn't get influenced because a lot of times I've seen people get influenced. Such a so and so person has said so and so person, maybe it's the destiny meaning. Yes. So you as an energy healer also get influenced. I
yeah.
never do that. I never ask anybody. I don't ask for anything. Like if honestly you come for any of my sessions, I don't ask you to do anything because if you are at a mistake, you need to say sorry. Boss, that is the rule. You made a mistake, you have certain planet which is not right. Boss, go to Rahu and say, I'm sorry. You don't hire a Pandit and say sorry. It's not going to work. You
All
go
right.
to Rahu, you go to Shani, you go to X, Y, whatever, whoever. If you're, I don't know, they say you go and marry a tree. Acha baba, tree ka nuksan kya? Go to the tree and say sorry. Things will sort out because that's life.
Mm,
All this, where do all these rituals come from? I'm nothing against those rituals. No, I'm not against that. But the
mm,
logic behind is to scare. No, I don't want to scare. Your soul has the power. You
yeah.
ask for forgiveness, you ask for help. It does. And even with runes, when we do that, we just tap into the pure
Mm.
energies. We don't take anything else into account. Arey Baba, no, I don't do that. Trust me. I mean, I find this is a simpler way to work in life. Be simple. Yeah. Yeah.
So, Nirja, I have a question from Deepthi. She's asking, do runes have the capacity to turn one's destiny around, or is it is it just a prediction tool?
Well, if you can see, that depends on a lot of things. It's a very interesting question. It can, if you allow, if you are ready to go off all the barriers that is holding you up to the existing life,
Mm-hmm.
because there are people who have changed their destinies, and it's because of their belief work, and definitely they believed in some divine guidance. So let it be runes, or let it be God, or let it be your own inner self or your own antaratma. Anything is possible if you have the will to change it across. Who's stopping you? Nobody's stopping you. We are all binded by our thoughts. We are all binded with our belief system. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
True. Just a quick note to all our wonderful audience. When you're putting out, requests to be taken on for a demonstration, we've noted it. We don't have time to take all questions on. So please don't feel, too disappointed or too frustrated. We're going to take on some more people very soon, but we do want to explore the world of runes as well, right? Give me a yes if if you're also as curious about runes as a modality, know a little bit more around this beautiful modality. So give me a yes in Telegram. Nirjara, so you were talking about, we were looking at your runes, and they're so beautiful to look at. They're so beautiful.
Yeah.
How the reading happens, it's so lovely. Is there a connection between the type of runes that you're using and the readings that you get? Is there a connection between the different crystals? Because I've seen runes as crystals as well.
Yeah. So important part is, like I said, runes come on different elements. They start showing their powers in different elements. Now each person has a different DNA. Each
Mhm.
crystal also has a different DNA. Okay. So there are some people who connect to a certain element. They're born with certain element. So then their certain crystals will work for them. And there are people who are, supposing if you're water element, then definitely I think lapis lazuli is a good thing for you. Tourmaline is a good crystal for you. There is general norm over here. But at the end of the day, to each his own. each his own, because the crystals also have their life. They also are looking for a connection. The thing like this crystal, for example, okay, now it's a very different crystal. Now I picked it up from a random shop at a random price. Trust me, it was negligible price, you know. And so much so that I bought something else. He said, I'll just give it to you for free. And I said, no, I don't want this for free, because for me, this is going to work. So I don't want it free, because if you give it to me free, it's going to carry your energy. So I want you to charge. He charged me $100. Okay, it doesn't matter, but this is working for me, because I found this crystal when I was walking, and suddenly I felt there was two amethysts and this crystal. I was walking, I came back and I said, there is an amethyst stone with you. Crystal speaks to you. Crystal communicates to you. So I picked up those things along with this. So it is something which was my calling. So every crystal has a calling, and every rune, every alphabet has its own power. So supposing I am giving you something which is already working for you, and then I put a magical symbol, how fast it will amplify.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just that, you know. So that is why we have different elements of crystals. We have different types of crystals. There are different symbols to crystals, you know. So there are Anglo-Indians, there are Swords, there are Odin's Viking runes. They're different ones, you know. But these are the oldest.
So sorry, go on.
So I would want to work with the oldest, most powerful runes, with the best crystal that is working for me, with the best magical power. It's going to help me and empower myself, you know, to bring me the abundance that I want in my life.
Okay. So, Nirjarra, when we are going, let's say, you know, we want to learn about runes. So we would need a set. How do you choose your set? Your first set of runes, how do you go around choosing that?
I remember the first set I chose, my crystal dealer was so irritated with me because I took 2 hours to pick that set. Because no, this is not calling, that is not calling, you know, it happens. It takes over the period when I kind of got into the thing, I can then pick up crystals faster because I was not connected to crystal. But once I did my channeling through crystals, I was more easier to do that. So you do that, but you can sense when you see certain set of crystals, it speaks to you. Certain things, it speaks to you. Certain colors, they kind of call you. So it's not that, why did you even choose to wear green today?
Oh, I was just like,
no, it's not coincidence. It's not coincidence. There's a reason you chose that color. There's reason we all chose this color. I wanted to be peaceful. I didn't want to be worked up, so I chose a light blue color because it's, you know, talking to so many people, what questions come up. So I chose a light blue color. Let's be honest about it. We all nervous when your sessions are going on. So everybody has a reason for what they do. So certain colors call you, certain crystals speak to you, and you may thinking, "Ha, mereko acha lag raha hai." Why? There is a reason. There's
a connect.
Yeah. So that's there. So it's different thing. Different kind of crystals are available everywhere now. You don't need to go to a certain person only to buy the crystals. Market is open. You can just go and pick for yourself, you know. I would personally say always pick your own crystals. Take your time, pick your own crystals. That's the best way to go about it, you know.
Fantastic.
Because like tourmaline has a protective energy. Amethyst has a clarity. It gives you information. Green shade will give you prosperity. So whatever is working in your DNA, you will pick those crystals.
Okay. Tanvi, thank you so much for your question, because actually that was my next question. Tanvi is asking, please elaborate on talismans. And in fact, I'm going to take both questions together because they're all in the same space. Deepti is also asking about do you require attunement to learn about runes?
Attunement, no. You need to just have your psychic ability to learn anything in the world. So attunement is something when the masters give something to you. Masters can help you channelize it. You don't need that. But what I do is I try to make you so susceptible that you don't need any masters later on in life. So I will give you the power to you. I will empower you to do what you want to. I don't want to baby feed anybody. Sorry. That's what
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And tell us a little bit more, Nirjarra, about, you know, we talked about talismans, and you also talk about this Rune Magick formula.
Yeah.
What is the Rune Magick? What is the Rune Magick formula?
Okay, so what happens is, because these runes, they have a magical capacity. Okay, let me just pick up random for this thing 3 runes. Okay. So if you see the 3 runes, can people see?
Nirjarra, the other video, I think I'm just going to request a team if they can see it. I can't see the other screen. I'm just going to request if the team is. Yeah. There we go.
Now, if you see, there are these designs or form or symbols. Okay, but these are all in terms of some drawing. Okay, you have carved those symbols. Now, each symbol has a meaning to it. What we teach you in the end of the course is the magic runes. What we are going to be teaching is how to use these 3 symbols. For example, if I have to use this thing, I can create later on. When we're talking later on, I can create one runic formula for everybody for general abundance and transformation. How to kind of use this to make us a talisman out of it. So there are these 3 symbols. Okay. Now we are going to take this blue color that has come into the picture. So blue color also means something. The element that I'm using is Murano glass. So glass also means something. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this time and space, like it's about 12:30 in the morning. So I'm going to use the sun position. So I'm going to use various elements of this to create a talisman, which is going to work for you at the moment. That's how you create those things. That's going to be there. So we create a runic formula. Then, because it's a general one, but mostly we do it individually, because I take the help of I encode it into the DNA of a person, which I'm also going to teach to encode it to the DNA of a person, because each DNA is different. And when you use this magical formula, you have to use the person. So his or her information, the querent's information, the speed, everything is required. And once that is there, we kind of create a thing out of this, and then we pass it to the client, and the client has to use it. Of course, there are ways and techniques to do that, but this is what we do that. I'm just giving you a rough thing.
That's incredible. That's really, really beautiful. So these can be then geared to manifest or to help bring something about that you...
Whatever the reason for which we created this runic formula or talisman or a charm, whatever you can call it, we use it for a specific purpose only. We don't give for general. When you're using on a querent, this is general, so I can create one. But when you're using for a specific thing, so like for example, she wanted for pregnancy, so I gave it for pregnancy. And then she wants, I want money. Sorry, that is not going to work here. This is
the same formula would not work for that.
No. And the same formula cannot work for any other person also.
Oh, okay.
Because this is very specifically created. So I am teaching you to have an edge in yourself. How you can create an edge in yourself, how you can, it's like, you're conjuring spells. Each spell is different for a different person. It's not one spell that you can create for everybody.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Kind of that.
That's incredible. So, so if I'm learning runes, Nirjarra, I get to learn how to create these across different areas of life, according to different people. There's a pattern to, and is there a formula to create the rune formula?
That's a technique. It's a sacred technique. That is where this is magical. This is where the magic comes into the picture. Otherwise, information is just like, right now what we have been doing is for divination purpose, but now we are going deeper into the sacred arts, and I can only help you create the spell for this timeline, for this dimension, for this time. Not across parallel realities and infinite realities, no. Because we can do that, but I don't. So I'm putting it straight across. It's only for this time, this dimension.
I have another question of my own before I take on Pallavi's question.
Most
You
welcome.
mentioned that you gave the rune formula. So let's say if somebody comes to you saying, I'd like a rune magic formula for, let's say, financial issues. And it works and my financial issues are solved. Can I continue using that formula?
Yeah,
Or more?
So I made a one rookie mistake. I would really want to tell this to people. I made a rookie mistake of creating one formula for my husband. And
Okay.
at that point of time, he was really wanting to grow. And I gave him growth on all aspects without thinking. Today, he has got about 8 businesses different. And he's still using it because I didn't give a time bound.
Ah, so why is that a rookie mistake? That's good.
He's traveling the whole time. Where's my family life? He's traveling the whole time. So that is what, in sense that that's why you have to give it a space or a time, like, but you can of course create it for what eternal purpose
For
also.
eternal purposes.
You can also, there's no reason behind it, but with greater power comes greater responsibility, and greater responsibility needs greater time. So, everything has to be accounted when you are creating a formula. Then I forgot giving him the factor of family element in that thing. So rookie mistake was not putting a family element into the picture. I just gave him that. So now I'm more careful because I was also learning at that time.
Yeah.
Super success kar denge, ye wo. We believe in that and we did it and it happened. But then it started, and these formulas, they keep growing over the years. Like compound interest, it keeps increasing. The formulas keep acquiring more,
becoming more powerful,
because you're infused, your DNA is infused. I'll teach that in the process, like I can, but your DNA is infused in this formula, so it keeps growing, so as you grow, the formula also grows.
Wow.
Yeah, so the thing is, when somebody is no more, you please dump the formula somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, that's also another thing which I got to know later from one of my clients. So then we had to kind of dump that. So you learn because half of the information just came through now from past life.
Yeah.
I figured out a lot of things. That's why I didn't introduce this course for the longest time. Now I think I'm quite sufficient enough to do that. So I'm going to do that. Yeah.
That's fantastic. What an incredible success story also. Nirjarra. He's opened 8 companies, my goodness.
Yeah. No time for family. Please remember that also.
All right. So Pallavi was asking about how does rune learning need protection, like as we need in tarot reading?
Yeah, you need to.
Okay.
In fact, you need much more, because once you start working with the formulas, your own powers will start invoking. You need to protect yourself from your own shadows.
Okay. How interesting.
Yeah. For example, if you are aligned with your soul path and goal, money, power, fame is side effect, byproduct.
That's true.
You start working on that. But supposing you get greedy in the whole picture, you move away from it and the greed takes over. Because if I don't know, but I don't do for anything. I just try to help these people. But I've seen many people who just misuse it, and I've seen the downfall also. So it happens. So always you need to protect it from, not from external protection, but internal protection is more important. You should not just get carried away with this whole magic part.
Okay. Nirjarra, Manisha is asking, are we provided with these crystals for the workshop? They'd have to go out and buy the crystals, the runes.
Yes. I can help them. I can help them source also. That's whatever is okay. That's not a problem.
Yeah, because actually Love is also asking, where do we find genuine runes and how do we check their authenticity? And what would be an average price for these?
See, if you buy it from a good crystal dealer, the price anywhere would be around 700 to 1200. There are runes which are available from the dealer, because I work with dealers, so I know for dealer. But then if they are available less than that, then the quality of the crystal is compromised. So I don't want to, I would prefer you kind of do that. So, And if you just want to know before taking up the, once you sign up for the session and you don't know what crystal is, we can take you for a crystal guided session also. Of course, complimentary, because you need to buy those runes to learn it. But then we can go for a crystal guided, so you know which one is your crystal. So that will be a bonus that can be offered.
So the way I understand, Nirjarra, just to recap everything that we've been talking about today, there's the runes to that you're cast, that you learn how to cast, that you even if you're going in for just a consult, the runes get cast and you get to learn about future, you get some guidance on the future.
Casting of runes is done for magic. Casting of runes is for magic. Otherwise, we just spread it. We just spread it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you see the spread, and you you learn about your future, you learn about your present, and you get some insight and explanation for your past as well.
Yes.
And then there's the whole thing about the talismans, the Rune Magick Formula that you can, they're like, they seem to be like power tools basically to propel you in a certain direction that you want to be going in, right? Then you also mentioned, Nirjarra, rune healing.
Yeah.
What is rune healing? Is that like the third aspect that?
As in when I started in my journey, I realized that I could heal people with ease. You know, so I don't have any own set formula. I have done different modalities of healing, but I always follow mine, which is very different. And then I started using runes to help people, because like these people, these runes are on different levels, you know. So each rune can be used on a different aspect of life. So when I started doing that, I could, because it's a magic, right? So it's a magic, and then you're healing, you're using the cosmic power. Once you do that, what wrong can go? So people started seeing difference in life, you know. People started noticing the changes in life, you know. And that's when how this whole concept came of, you know, when I started offering rune healings. Initially, it was just kind of testing it out because I also didn't know, but I started getting good results. And then I said, why not? You know, like, I mean, that is also a technique to learn and to practice and help people. You know, it helps the society. What's wrong with that? You know? Anything for the betterment. So that's how. So it was not part of anything at all, but it's just as you go into, so, you know, your intuition just brings you to different levels. Somebody can be a different, they can bring out a different element of runes. I don't know. Like I brought out healing element. There may be people who might bring out different elements. It's to each his own kind of a thing. How much you work, definitely you need to work continuously. It's not like once you learn the course, it's going to happen. You know, you need to keep practicing. So for the time I learned it till the time I offered my first course, I think it was about 6 to 8 years. 6.5, I started writing it, and it took me 1.5 years actually to formulate it, because this, that, and this, that. And then after 8 years, I kind of introduced it. And that also, I just introduced it to the Western world. I didn't bring it to India, because the Indians people, they commercialize everything, you know, they don't believe in the sanctity of it, you know. Now, because the times are changing, the earth is going through, the 5D world is coming across, we don't have chance but to elevate to a different level. I think this is the right time to then come up with Indians and do that kind of thing.
Yeah. Fabulous. So Nirjarra, we're running out of time. So I do want to share your workshop, what you're offering today.
Okay. Yeah.
Shall we share that first, and then we'll take on a few more people for
sure.
to try rules out.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
All right, let me just share my screen. Okay. Because there's so much that you also have included in your workshops today, Nirjarra. So take us through what you're offering.
So basically, what I want to do is, I don't want to, because the magic is the part where it's really beautiful, you know, like magic is where the runes possibilities, where you can make a change, you know, every person will empower with the runes magic course. So what I've done is I have just kind of given a rune basic and advanced workshop in package A. So when you take, so I'll be teaching you, because you need to learn the runes, you know, you need to learn all the elements of runes. Only then can you work on the magic aspect of it, you know. So that is why I have designed Magic A, package A, with everything in it, you know. So all the information related to divination, whatever is there, that's going to be in part package A. Then you can go for a package B. If you don't want to just, you can want to use it as divination, but you don't want to use the magic, then you can go for package, then package A. But if you want to learn magic, which is where I think is the beauty and the different, you know, you will come up with your own aspect. Your soul will connect in a different level, and you will see a lot of, and all the people are asking, what is my soul plan and goal? All this will be covered, even with this package and even with the B package. But B will, where you can make a difference in life for other people. Please use it for the same. Don't use for your personal goals. Then we have package B. But then there are some people who just don't want to know anything, but they just want to test run and trial run about the whole, what the rune is and how they want to do that. I'm sorry. Then they can opt for package C, wherein I'll be giving them the rune sessions, and of course the remedy part, which is part of their, you know, all that will be part of that. No runic formula would be given, but all those who kind of join as a bonanza for me, I will be giving to all those who join their own runic formulas for people who are planning to join package A and B.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I want them to start. I want them to start working on their own magic from the day one. So for all the people, I would love to do that. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. Okay, let's go deeper into each package.
So this is basically essentially a practitioner course where we will be definitely talking about, so history is very important, because you have to remember the time where we are coming from. This ancient knowledge, you have to remember the time. So when you are creating formulas later in life, it will help you understand, you know, certain things to take, certain things not to take. So that is why history is very integral part, you know, of this course. Then we will talk about different kind of runes, then the practices, what is the traditional lore, of course, and the lore of elders is what the course that I'm teaching, wherein it's a Odin, what I was talking about, Odin and his wisdom. So we will be talking about that. I'll be teaching some spreads on that, which will be covered in the basics. Okay. So this will give you information, but you know, we need to go a little beyond that. Now, what I have done is I have also introduced, because supposing if people don't want to use magic or they don't want to take package B, I have also given them a certain elements in advanced course, which is where we teach you the reversal of runes, you know. Then how each rune is connected to different elements and different crystals, what it would mean. Now, rune can also be, because it's the same wisdom, you know, so you can relate it to astrology, you can relate it to tarot, you can relate it to other aspects, you know, angels will also come into picture. There will be different elements, you know, different gods and goddesses that will come in picture. So that will all be part of the advanced technique. We will take you to a runes meditation, because I believe that it is fundamentally very important to know what is your own rune, which rune are you, because we all of us are part of this 24. We are not Odin, definitely, for sure. We aim to be Odin, so we are all part of the 24. So we need to kind of figure out which one are we. Are we on a mental level in this life, on a soul? Because like I said, I bring karma, everything. So are we on a mental level? Are we on a spiritual level? Are we on a physical level? I will get to know where am I standing in my life, in my soul journey, and then I'll know how fast to make a progress of that. So that's why I need to know. I'll specialize rune meditation. There'll be rune mudras, which will be kind of how to use your hands in case if you're out somewhere and you're stuck up or something like that. And you don't know, you want us guidance, and maybe you can just use your hands to create the things, you know, mudras. I will teach you those things.
And how do the mudras help, Nirjarra? Like, in how do you use them?
So for example, if I'm making this symbol right now, okay, I'm making this symbol right now. It's kind of P.
Yeah.
It's like the gift. So I want to have a gift somewhere. If I'm going somewhere and I'm stuck up in a situation where I don't know, or anything, for example, I'm just looking for a gift in my life. I don't have my runes to work on the magic part. So I just created with a hand mudra. I'm like, okay, help me.
Okay.
Because it's the symbol that's carrying the power. The symbol can be inscribed on a rune, or the symbol can be inscribed on a paper or on a wood or in your hand.
You can create it with your hands.
You can just create it. You just can create it. So I'm going to It's part of the magic, but in case people don't want to, I'm going to teach it here because I don't want you to go incomplete. I want you to experience the power of runes.
Yeah.
Also, you can use the body for the same thing.
Okay.
There are certain things how you can use the bodies, and of course, I'll give a brief introduction in case if you want to join to magic. In case you're not, I'll just give a brief introduction on what the rune magic is all about, and I can give you some things. I can show some symbols to people when they're in the course that how you can use, where you can use, what you can use. So there are some basic formulas that I have created that you can use for yourself. Yeah.
Fantastic. And that all that is in basic and advanced, and you have some fantastic bonuses.
Yeah. So that's how I told you, like, I mean, you can, if you can always take the course with me next time when I'm doing a course. If you have done that and you still want to take one more time, you can do it with me absolutely free of cost. That will be not for the advanced, only for basic and advanced, not for the rune magic.
Okay.
And another thing for the rune magic thing is, I would really want to say, Ruchira, is that I may give a session time of, let's say, 3 hours and 4 hours, but there are times when people cannot do it. Then I will extend the time. I cannot leave any of them halfway saying that, no, I have done my job. No, I have not done my job. I need to ensure that you have done your job. So in case if there are people who, that happens, sometimes people don't pick up very fast. So this time limit for the rune magical formula will be different, kind of, for the rune magic will be different. Don't take it that. So that will be also kind of bonus for that package. For this package, definitely I'll be giving notes, I'll be giving information, you'll be part of WhatsApp group. And in case if you're doing a reading for a client and if you're stuck up somewhere and you can't make it out, if you call me and if I'm free, I take it. If you're not, you can leave a voice note or something. I'll try to help as much as possible, but I never want to leave my querent or my students' querent incomplete. So I always try to help out and see what is what, So at least the querent always leaves with a complete knowledge. The session should never run incomplete because it's magic incomplete. It's an incomplete magic. Then it's out in the universe. I don't know what it will do. So we need to close the sessions also after everything. So that I'll be teaching all that thing in the sessions. We'll be doing that. Yeah.
Fantastic. And I had a question from V a little earlier, Nirjarra. He was asking about, do you also help in increasing somebody's intuition levels, increasing their psychic abilities?
No, I don't do that. Runes will help you do that.
The runes help you do that?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. All right. All right. And we want to just share the program schedules. Okay, so it's 16 hours, Nirjarra.
Okay.
The dates are for January 8th, 9th, 22nd, and 23rd, which are all weekends, and we're looking at 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. IST.
Yes.
So that's about 7:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. US time, at least East Coast.
East Coast, yeah.
And do share the usual price for this. Nirjarra, take them through the usual price and what the special price you're offering today.
Actually, I don't have that with me right now.
Can you see my screen? I'm actually sharing my screen, so you should be able to see it.
I think my screen has gone blank actually.
Okay, I can take them through it. So the usual price, you mentioned, is 73,000 rupees.
Yes.
That's $1,127 US, and today you're being super generous, and you're offering it at 86% off for the first 24 hours.
Yes.
So 9,999. That's just $155 US. And this is a 16-hour course, right?
Yeah, this is a 16-hour course. Now I have it on my screen. Yes.
Great.
So yeah. So basically, I want to introduce it to the Indian audience for the first time because the time for India is right now is good. So and I know in US the charges are different and here is different. So I want to just take it across. So I just brought it down to the very minimum level where people can study. It's a beautiful art. I would not call it as a divination. I would call it as an art, and this art you can learn for about 9,999. The basic and advanced course, which is kind of a steal away price, And once you get to that, you are so well adapted to different aspects and elements of life, you know, and it will empower you in very different ways. And it's magic on the way. So even if you don't do the magic course, the magic is still part of your life, you know, like you become somebody with you'll be a specialized person is what I would say. Runes help you do that. Runes help you become that kind of, you know.
So greater psychic abilities, Nirjarra, sorry, we'll just come to package B. Greater psychic abilities, greater ability to also, of course, the full ability to, you know, forecast future, to look at your present for yourself, as well as be a practitioner.
Also.
There's a certification.
Yes, this is a certification course, of course. And you can start predicting. So from the day one of the course, which is like, let's say 8th of January, I'm going to teach you a set of certain information. The first 8, you can start predicting by that time. Of course, the knowledge will be limited to that many sets only, that many runes only, but you can start predicting it. And I would encourage you to start doing it. So you then can go and find other people because then you will understand how it works. Because with each reading, things will become different. So that's how it goes, kind of, you know. So you start working on that. Divination part, of course, is going to take care. You will see changes happening within you. So be more practical, be more aware, be more, you know, conscious about those whole changes, and start working. And because we will be, if you can connect to your own rune, automatically it will start working on a different level also, on a psychic level, spiritual level, metaphysical level. The quantum entanglement will stop once you start working with this. And I think that's the huge thing, huge USP when you're working with you.
Sounds amazing. Sounds really, really amazing. Nirjarra, Nareen says, what kind of healings can be performed with rune magic? Any black magic or evil eye?
No. You can't see. First, you don't cast anything like that, because Odin's rune will overturn it. I don't teach those things. The Odin's rune will overturn it. But if somebody has done anything to you, you can create a protection shield for yourself, for your family members, for your house, for your sacred space, anything. That will all be part of it.
Okay.
But you don't do that. I don't teach that, and you don't do that. And I always teach it in a way where Odin's rune will overturn everything. In case if you get greedy or something like that and you want to practice, because that's what I said, protection is required inner side, that you don't fall into the shadow part, because once you fall into the shadow part of it, it will ruin you. It will give you lots of money and then will ruin your life. What's the fun in that? No point, you know. So that is why you have to be very, very cautious about working with runes, rune magic, actually.
Fantastic. Okay. Bhavna's asking, can we attend classes in person if this is in Mumbai?
At the moment, because of Omicron, we have so many people who are elders across, so we are not allowing people. So everything has to be online, kind of. But I really hope to see my students back soon. You know, like I'm dying to have but it's not working out at the moment. You know, there's a restriction about everything. So at the moment, we'll just set up for digital aspect.
Okay. And I just want to repeat again for everyone. So all bonuses, there's a personalized Rune Magick formula that Nirjarra will create for you. You'll also learn how Rune connects with tarot and planets and things like that. Of course, you've got full free revision of the entire course. I see a question from Nareen saying, do we get recordings of the workshop?
No. No.
Okay. All right. So you don't get recordings, but you can revise the entire course again, and you get PDF notes as well. And I just want to, and of course, there's support for 6 months on WhatsApp. And if you have started practicing it for clients, Nirjarra is there to help you and support you on that too. Do share the super fabulous package B, Nirjarra. I'm most excited about this because this one you have the magic part of it as well. and how to create those magical formulas. I'm amazed. I'm still kind of reeling from your story about how you created that magical formula for your husband right in the beginning when you had just learned this process. It wasn't as if like, you know, you were fully experienced, and yet it was so powerful that he's got 8 companies today and not much time for you.
That's it. So I'll tell you what, the first few formulas that you create are created with childlike innocence. So because then you kind of get used to this, you know, and then you know, okay, yeah, I know this and I know this kind of, you know, you start kind of not exactly taking for granted, but you understand it now. But the first time is like childlike thing, you know. So I think that is why I have offered first 5 formulas, which what you should do is you should only create for yourself or for the people close by, whoever is going to be part of this workshop. Because it will be coming from the inner child of yours, you know, with the best of the information, because you're going to be so excited about it, you know, that I'm going to do this. So that emotion is going to add to this thing, you know. So this is where this formula will be again magnified with your own enthusiasm, you know. And definitely what we teach here is how to make the formula, how to work with it, how to encode it with the DNA. So there are a lot of things which are there. I'll help you to create band runes. Then I can help you create a spell. Please, please, please be sure all this is only for what we call as white magic. That is why the spelling is also MAGICK. K is always representative of white magic. White magic is used for helping people in general betterment with no intention of keeping. So if I'm creating a spell, I will just keep a certain element to myself, but most of the energy, effort and all thing will go for the general betterment. And I'm not going to do it for free, definitely, but I'll not charge you. But there are people, if you're doing it for black magic, there is a vested interest in people, because in black magic, certain portion of whatever the spell you create comes to you also. And that's where it ruins, because it is not for the betterment. So I'll be helping you entire thing with the white magic, with the K, which is white magic, how to help it, casting of spell, invocations and incantations. You know, runes, they use a lot of incantations. That's something new that I have put on, so I've just put it here. And you know, I'm working with runes day in, day out. So if anything comes up, I may just add it on the course. I don't feel that, you know, I should teach something which is not there. Whatever I know will be passed on to people. So I may add later on to this bonus also. I'm not sure, because we're going to do it in Jan. Today we are sitting in December. In 1 month, something new may also come up. I'm not sure about it, you know. So I just left it like that, you know, like I'm in. So the point is, all this integral part, definitely. But whatever further information, as and when I'm guided or attuned to, that will just keep on happening.
Share that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I had a question from Manisha. She says, can we not add or deduct from the formula afterwards according to its outcome?
No.
Okay.
Runes formulas, one set cannot change. Okay. You have to create another formula.
All right. And do share the bonuses. So of course, all the bonuses that were there for package A are also there for package B, right?
Yes. And package B can add more things also, because you know it's intuitive, you know, like there's so many things, it's just intuition comes over. So and it also depends on the group energy. So if the group consciousness of that particular workshop is carrying certain aspect, then I can take it accordingly. So I promise all these things which I give, but I give more also. That depends, you know. So I can't promise what I can give, but what is written here is what I'm definitely giving. Extra I don't know, but it always happens.
They're going to be surprise bonuses.
No, intuitive bonuses, I would say.
All right, and do share with us the dates for it.
Yeah, so what are we going to do is the 8th and 9th, when we are going to do the aspect of basic, I'm going to give you time for you to absorb the information, work on it. Then 23, 22nd and 23rd, we are going to be doing kind of the advanced part. So now I'm going to give you about a month or so for you to work with the runes, you know, continuously work with runes. Every day you have to work with runes, you know. Before 12 o'clock, once in a day you have to work with runes. Please, that's a prerequisite, guys. Please, if you're joining, that is a level of commitment you have to give. And you need to write it down. If you write it down, it's for your own good, because in future you can look at the past version of what you did and it will help you understand better. But you have to do it. Give yourself at least 10 minutes a day, but that's a commitment. You do that. So once you have an adequate information of runes, and when you're working with other people, it will enrich you. It will be better for us when we are doing the magic course. But if people still need time, we can postpone it or prepone it. That depends. But I feel this is by far the best times what we can work on. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, all right. And Nirjarra, share with us what this usually costs.
Oh yeah. So the cost of this is, I was targeting this whole course, it goes like right in Scotland. When I had given this program, it was for this cost. But again, it is like 1,07,000 rupees. It was 1,11,000 actually. I think here is coming in different 7, but it was 1,11,000 last in Scotland, when I had given, when I was making an Indian conversion. So I converted that into their pounds and I had given that course. But here, of course, we're introducing it, and with Mystic Lotus, with all the people around here, my special love, and so it's going to be rocked down, and I'm bringing it to 21,000 rupees. Shubh hai. 21 is a moon and a sun, a number combination. So I just want to bring that elements of mother, father into this element, of this package. So I'm just going with that, So it's 21,000. You can access all of these things. Yes.
Beautiful. That's fantastic. So all of that, learning how to create rune magic formulas, all the basic and advanced, of course, all that you shared about rune mudras, using the body as a rune as well, connecting with them.
Mostly people don't teach that aspect, but I don't like to, my whole goal is to be empowered on your own. I mean, you can come and learn something else from me. If you have doubts, you can do, but for the same thing, you need not come to me again. You need to be mastered in the therapy that you learn, or the modality that you learn, is what I believe, So that is why I introduce all these things. These concepts are not introduced by any other masters, but I'm just giving you that because that is what is the right way. It's the just way. You should not leave any aspect.
It's an incredibly generous offer. Nirjarra, I know that it's not easy to find practitioners really experienced and really good in the sphere of runes. It is a very rare, and it is a lesser, commercialized sort of divination method.
Yes. We don't need to commercialize runes, because once you do that, because it contains magic, how can you commercialize a magic? It will lose its authenticity, So that's why it's a very sacred art. The rune itself means whisper. You just gently cross it across, kind of a thing, So that's what beautiful. You do. And people who are learning it also have to understand the authenticity of this. You just cannot. I have known people, okay, I'm going to invest so much, and then I'll take so much of readings, I will charge this. No, you don't do it for that. You will recover whatever you see. You're working with something so powerful and magical, which is universe.
It's very clear how you've explained runes, Nirjarra. It's very clear that there is so much magic to connect with. There is so much mystical, interesting, the energies of the runes themselves, the symbols, the crystal aspect of it, the lore around it. It's such a it seems like such a magical modality to experience and to learn and to have in your kitty.
I'll tell you, so Harry Potter used a lot of runes.
That's right.
The whole Marvel. In fact, the Thor, the essence of Thor and its hammer is right there in one of the runes. The Thor's hammer is one of the runes. So it's there. So if everybody's creating magic with just using this in their pictures to show, why can't you use it for your own life to make it better?
That's true. And it's a fantastic opportunity to be able to experience this and learn this at 21,000 rupees only. That's just $325. It's 80% off for 24 hours only. So just do note that. You're also offering, do you want to just share the two, just recap the two packages, Nirjarra?
Okay, so in this runes basic, so I have not given anything because it is unfair. If somebody wants to learn magic workshop, I can't teach basic. So I have included actually the advanced portion into the basic portion, which I'm offering for right now with Mystic Lotus. I'm offering for 9,999 only. And then if you don't want to take that package and the beauty part where the magic is there, then you can just ignore the package A completely, because I'm going to give you the same thing, basic plus advanced plus magic plus everything, whatever comes through in the session, and that only for 21,000, because time for the warriors to stand up and create magic is important. There's a reason why I'm also introducing it India, because India is going through, on a human's resonance, India is going through a little low. We need warriors in India who can create magic. So that's the reason why I'm offering it a low price also, so that you can work on your intuition power, create the magic and spread it around. Help invoke other people's, because the moment you start touching people with runes, they will start waking up. They will start getting attracted to this. And that's what I'm really looking for. So I'm ready to, it's not a thing, and I'm okay with this price because I'm looking at the larger goal in life. Yeah.
That's beautiful. And you're also offering sessions today, Nirjarra?
Yeah, I am. Today is in the personalized sessions that you can book for me. Yeah, the personalized sessions. That can be in any aspect of life, like you can just ask whatever is it's the main important question. And I can give you remedy for that. Remedy in sense of, please, I'm not going to ask you to go to any pandit and puja and all that. No, I don't do that. Please bear with me for that. But I will, whatever comes across, I will tell you based on that. Please work on it, elevate and transcend to another level. So that is where I'm going to do the reading for you. And you can ask on any aspect. You have 30 minutes of time. So
that's a really in-depth
reading. Yeah, in-depth, yes. Yeah.
Plus, there's the remedies for it. And we'll just share the usual price for this. Nirjarra, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can. Okay, yeah. Now, this is the usual price. So the rune session, what I do is basically I charge this price, and it takes about a detailed accounting of all these things, and involves a lot of elements. Once you take up the course, it takes a lot of elements. I need to decode a lot of things from you. This is what my personal every day-to-day charges are for the runes. But today, as a bonus thing, I'm offering the same session for 1/3 of the price, kind of, I'm just giving you at 333, which is a magical number, 3333. And you have, so it's a time, 30 minutes. You have a 30-minute time, and you can ask as many questions in that 30-minute time. I'm not limiting to only one issue, but I want you to kind of get out of the zone, have a clarity, and work towards something better in your life and ease your life, So that's my giveaway for this, So I'm offering it as magical number 333 today.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Nirjarra, for sharing these. Let me stop my share, because we've got some gifts as well that you had in store for everyone. We wanted to do that little cast for the entire group for 2022. So shall we do that first, and then we can take on perhaps a couple more. I just do want to remind everybody that all links to book your packages are on Telegram, and you can get in there and quickly book. If it's sessions you're booking for just 3,333 rupees, and that's a 30-minute consult, plus you get remedies as well for any area of your life from Nirjarra. So you can do that straight off. It's always, if you're booking sessions, it's always good to get in there quickly and book your session, because then you're ahead in the queue to book your time slot with Nirjarra as well. And I know how busy she gets, so so definitely book your time slot, book your package, and book your time slot immediately. So and for your for the workshop, all the workshop details in terms of dates, etc., are all in there. That package B with the magic formula as well in it is fantastic, because you learn how to create magic formulas. And in all our chats, Nirjarra, you always mentioned about the real enjoyment of runes is in being able to create magic with it. So that's why package B is so.
If you're looking from your own personal point of view, the gratification part, is something when you create something, like, for example, you create a dish and it turns out well and family member says, what you cook well, it's an instant gratification. So imagine you do somebody to make a huge difference in your life, in somebody's life, or maybe your own life. It's amazing, kind of, so that is there, like, I mean, so that is where people start working, enjoy, and see, any modality you do, you should enjoy this, like,
that's
I mean,
true.
You should be able to, because with joy you can create a lot of things, because your emotions are concerned. So if you're able to do that, I think it's beautiful, like I said, every day.
Oh, there is yes, Manisha's asking about, is there another call with Nirjarra today evening or tomorrow? So
tomorrow we are planning 6:30 tomorrow.
6:30 tomorrow. So I just want to tell everybody there's the extra bonus demo call with Nirjarra tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. India time. So you can join in there and also get to learn a little bit more about runes. She's going to have something super special in terms of how she shows you the runes, etc. So do come in for that too. But again, like I said, if you want to book your spots, because the offers are open for 24 hours only, so book your spot soon. All right, Nirjarra, I'll let you take us through the group exercise, then we'll take on a couple of more people as well.
So I was planning to do a general reading for the group from December to January. If you want, we can do for the Jan, whichever is okay with you. Please let ask the group and let's pick what they want. Let's go by their choice.
Would you like Nirjarra to only tell you about Jan in particular, because we only have a couple of weeks, I think less than 10 days left in December, or would you like for December as well as Jan? Tell us in the Telegram group which one would you prefer, and we'll go with that. And in the meantime, we'll also give everyone else a chance to get in there and book your spots, book your workshops as well. Any time you have any issues with the payment systems, etc., you can email us, help@themysticlotus.com, and the team will help you out on it. Okay, tell us on Telegram. Oh, okay. I think my messages were stuck for a while. In a flash, a whole bunch of messages came through. Okay. I think a lot of people would like both December and Jan. I can see lots of December and Jans.
Why not?
And Pragya, we will answer your question after this. After Nirjarra tells us about December, Jan. All right.
Okay, another question. You want it for any specific reason for finances? If that's the general consequences, can you please put it down on things, because that will help me? Or is it love, relationships? What aspect? Let's take a general thing, and then we pinpoint it exactly for December to Jan.
I'm seeing finances and career. I'm still seeing Kapila is asking about relationship and love. Lalita is asking about career prospects and buying a house. There's a fair bit of finance and career, but I think finance is still
leading. Finance always leads.
Smita's suggested health. I think health and finance are definitely connected, Smita. All our healers always tell us that.
I'll just try to see if anything more can come up in the sessions, because I have got a general picture of what everybody's looking for now. So I'll just kind of. So this is no coincidence. I keep getting this card, this rune again and again, which is kind of a kind of a joy, a happiness, and a gift one. So either the entire people around here are too gifted, or kind of that, you know, everybody has a lot of soul gifts and they're trying to surface it and all of that. So I keep seeing that. But as in terms of finances, what I see is that definitely there is a lot of things that you need to let go. You hold on to a lot of your past, and that is the reason why this thing of not being able to move past that is stopping you. It's one of the biggest blocks. So you need to understand what block that is. I need to now understand what that block would be. Since people are born with a lot of intuitive people, I see a lot of intuitive people here, growth. A fair people of these people are not aware of what their own talents are. And you are just working because you have been kind of, you know, in a way pushed into a field or a focus where you're not following your heart. So even if you're in a particular job, but that job is not giving you total satisfaction, you are the only satisfaction it is bringing me money. I would just like to just say it across one more time again. When you are in alignment with your soul path, money, name, fame, and growth is a byproduct, side effect of the entire thing. So most of you are stuck up in your usual rut, and that is the reason why there are so many blockages, because your soul is not allowing you to move ahead, or the soul is allowing you to think what is required for you to look introspect, deep introspect. There is a talent that is harboring, there is a growth that is there already within you. You can create something. So as I don't know, but I'm just generally thinking a lot of the people in this group have started something different in last 6-8 months. I'm picking up these energies. Can we know through Telegram if you can write it?
Yeah, of course. Guys, tell us if you've started something in the last 6 months.
Something different.
Something different. It could be in any aspect of their life.
Yeah.
Nirjarra?
Yeah, any aspect of their life. But
Okay.
they did something. They either put up a hobby, or they and are continuously doing with that, or they're doing something different. They have changed a belief or a thought, or some old relationship has gone off, or they are, you know, they started something different. Something is different over here.
That's incredible. So I'll tell you, I can see lots of yeses already. Deepti says yes, right?
Okay,
Bhavna says yes.
Yes.
Pallavi says, yes, I was in service. Okay. And the messages are pushing everything up. Just 1 second. I just lost what I was reading. Just 1 second, sorry. So there are lots of yeses. Pallavi says, following my heart. Deepti said, started learning occult. Sheetal said, she started meditation.
Yes. People are
Bhavna
complaining.
says, I have had to put divorce after 21 years.
Way to go, girl. Way to go.
Preeti says, doing healings, doing forgiveness and gratitude. Smita says, I started revision of modalities that I had learned earlier.
Very good.
Manisha is learning healing modalities. Alka says, yes, I started with crystal healing. Kapila says, started to build boundaries. High five, Kapila.
Yeah, awesome, Kapila. Awesome. Bhavna and Kapila, awesome. It's a huge thing. Both of you, what you're doing is just commendable at the moment. My deepest wishes and blessings to you, because you're going through really tough time. I know how difficult that is, you know, so I'm awesome. Pallavi, you have I don't know where Pallavi is, but I'm just getting Pallavi, and I'm getting, she's got awesome energies, and she needs to just push through. She needs to go beyond.
Pallavi's waving at us.
Okay, I don't know. I can't see most of the people, but I'm just, as you keep saying, and I'm looking at runes, and I'm just trying to pick up names, you know, and I'm just seeing that, you know, so that's kind of,
In fact, Himali, that's a really nice, I read your note. She says, yes, for a change, taking rest. That is so important. Yeah.
Hands down. Indian
That's
women,
true.
please understand, you need to prioritize yourself, and you need to take rest, you know. We are not taught any concept of self-love, and all the people who are doing this, I just wanted to bring it out. What this growth of the runes are saying is that everybody is putting a focus internal and not external. And that is why finance is trying. You are so now worried about that. What's going to happen with me? Will I be able to make it? No, people, you're going to make it. It's just going to happen through. It's just going to happen through, because now you're coming in alignment. It could be a yoga practice, it could be revision of modality, it could be breaking a barrier, it could be taking care of yourself, but you are coming in alignment. For the very first time, you're listening to your soul, you're listening to your own self, and that's going to help you understand what you want. That is going to bring you a peace of mind, which will lead to creativity, which will lead to opening up of new channels, and that will lead to money. It's circle, I mean, it's circle, positive circle, because there's no right and wrong in universe, but it's, you're all following the path, like, so it's all part of the plan. And that is what I'm seeing over here. So most of the people, that's what I'm seeing, a lot of changes has happened, new things have begun up. All I want you to open up to your gift and listen to messages, because now the divine is going to communicate to you.
Yeah,
it's just going to communicate, the messages will come through. This modality, that modality, XYZ, nothing. You just close your eyes, listen to your heartbeats, breathe in, breathe out, listen to your heartbeat. Your body will tell you whether this thing is right or wrong. You don't need to be intuitive, people. If you can do that, and if you can answer that question, that when you're looking at the breath of your body and your body, in your heartbeat, and if you can get an answer, you are intuitive. You don't need anything else. You're born with a heartbeat, you're born with a brain, you're born with a gut, you are born with psychic abilities. All of you there. You don't need people like me coming and telling you, we're going to put it on you. No, it's there. I'm going to bring it out. I'm not going to put it you in. I'm going to just bring it out. Runes are going to magnify it. That's what we are going to do, boss. That's what we are going to do, girls. I'm not bosses. You're all bosses, all women bosses, yes. So I'm pretty casual in my approach. I'm not like the typical person, but that's who I am, and so don't mind me when I call you bosses or dudes or something like that, It's just my
I do that too. I do that all the time.
Thank God, because sometimes I have to respect the space I'm in. I'm like, and then I come back to my own self, and then people say, oh, madam, please. I'm like, okay.
The only thing I don't like saying is babe or things like that. But fantastic, so bang on, Nirjarra. There were so many beautiful things that people have started, and they've expressed it here. I've got people learning Vastu. Sunita says she started a Vastu course and a stock market. I think she's investing. She started investing. Preeti says also learned 24. Way to go, Preeti. She 24? Says learned 24 courses from Mystic Lotus and other groups since the lockdown.
Certificates bundle, awesome. You're going to soon start your own course. I think universe is helping you with all the information, so you can start something with your own. Awesome.
Yeah, that's just beautiful. Thank you so much, Nirjarra, for that. And should we take on one or two people? I know Shilpa had and the team had put in some names. Okay, Pallavi, you had a question about the workshop. I seem to have lost that question. If you still remember that question around, you asked something about the modality or the workshop. I remember seeing your name. So just let me know if I've not answered that question. Yeah. And let me look at, in the meantime, there's, the team has sent me a couple of names as well. Sneha, if Sneha's there, Sneha Chaudhary. She's born 31st January 1986. Let me just check for Sneha. Sneha, are you still there? Yeah, she is.
Yes, okay.
I've put in a request to unmute you, Sneha. Will you come on?
Emotional person, Sneha, are you?
I can see her, but
I can't see her, sorry.
I can't. There you are.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Hi, Sneha.
Hi. Are you emotional person?
Yeah, a lot.
Yes.
Wow. Sneha, do you want to share your question with?
1 minute. Before I start, this is information runes are asking. You're too harsh on yourself. You don't need to be perfect all the time.
Yeah, like for me, it's like when whatever task or whatever work I do, I need to be very much perfect on it.
God,
like I like like if I'm working right now, so until unless I give myself completely, like, it should be completely perfect.
Okay.
I don't want anyone to take out the flaws out of it.
Okay. But that's what I'm saying. You can let go that aspect of that, because it's very strict to yourself. You're being very harsh to yourself. You're pushing, and it's creating energy disruptions. So runes are asking me to kind of inform you, because you're a very emotional person. You don't tell to other people. You just take it within you. So any criticism is there with you. You don't share it. Like, you should see me when I am angry. I'm a full drama queen, trust me. But it's good because I went it out. It's not in my system. I just went it off. But you don't do that. You hold it, and that creates a lot of health problems for you. So I would not be wrong to say you could be depressed certain days of your life every month.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. That's
Actually, I just want to know, like, currently I'm looking for my change. Like, I have a lot of financial issues. 1.5 years back, I got divorced. I was in relationship for 8 years, married. I was married for 8 years, and then it was a mutual consent divorce. And after 9 years of gap, I started my career again. So financially,
what are you working as?
I'm working as a senior executive administration.
In what industry or what field?
I'm working in the IT sector.
IT sector.
Yes.
IT is good for you.
Yeah, but it's like financially, I'm not at all stable.
Emotionally not stable. That is why financially you can't focus. I think that's where I got the first, when I was touching the runes, I was just getting those messages that it's because of that you're not finding peace and content anywhere. So what your exact question is, when will you be financially stable is your question? Or why you are emotionally not so stable is your question? Because they're correlated.
It's like I can say that both are my question. Emotionally, I'm very weak.
Okay.
Very weak. Either in my workplace or in my family. Emotionally, I'm very weak person.
Okay.
And financially, obviously, financially also, there are a lot of ups and downs is going on.
Have you ever considered working for companies who work for governments?
I never thought of it.
Could you think about it? It just shows me that in your past life, you have worked for people who were supporting the kingdoms. So you were part of the kingdoms or the governments or something like that. So in this life, anything that you do with the government will support you, because when you make a commitment with any government, when you're working with them, they support you for the life. Okay. It's a commitment that they make it, but they don't understand the commitment goes beyond. So in this life, you are entitled to get a lot of benefits. So if you start working on government contracts, you'll get good results, or you can start working with people who are associated with governments, and you can work through them. And that would be good. Railways, defense, finance. I don't know where it works, but that's an area that you can just look after.
Directly or indirectly, you're saying?
Yes. If you can work directly, that's best, because the direct thing will come to you. But if you cannot find any lead or something, you can then find somebody who is working over there or can help you that way. So that's why I wanted to know which aspects. So you're in a privatization. But if you can,
I'm private.
Private, but if you can go in a government job also, that would be good for you. I don't know if there are IT sectors have government jobs are there in IT sectors. I'm not sure about it, but just generally is what I'm getting the feel right now. But I'll just pick it up. Okay, so you also have drawn Odin's rune. I am just amazed how Odin is just making presence in life. So just be sure when Odin comes into the picture, there is a whole lot of possibility of you just changing your entire thing. You can change your entire story and do something here. That is something which is coming up in your future. When we have to do some work in future, we have to put some seeds in the present, because past is already gone. So something has to be changed over here. And that is where we get over here. You need to go deep into yourself, I am sensing that you have a problem with your mother.
Yeah, a little bit. Like with my family, since I took a decision to get separate, they are not that much supportive.
But apart from that, you have some issues with your mother. So you are, I don't know. I don't want you to answer the question. I really don't want to answer the question, but I'm just giving you the insight. It's public forum, so I just want to give you insight. You need to work on the aspects of what you don't like about your mother, because inherently you're carrying it. You're carrying an ancestral problems, or maybe the ancestral lineage is coming from your mother's side. So from your mom, with your masi, with your nani, you know, from your mother's side, you're carrying those ancestral karmas, which you are here to cleanse it. You as a person is telling the entire generation before, stop, no more of this. So maybe in your family lineage, the women were being suppressed from your mother's side. You did not take up that point. And
yeah, that's true.
You said stop.
Yeah.
This stops right here. It doesn't go into the next generation. And when it stops, the whole lot of karmas come to you. You need to heal that. You need to work on yourself. So you need to put a very strong boundary with your mother. If you cannot tell her personally, whatever things you feel, you just have to write it on a piece of paper and go away with it. Because a lot of your emotional body is stuffed with her things. Also, I see some gynec problems with you. So I need you to heal that aspect, cleanse that part of you. There is a growth of you changing the entire history of who you are. You can be a different Sneha. About 1.5 years down, you can be a different Sneha child. This version of Sneha is choosing to wear off. And that is why you are having issues. So you will either do something very different in your life, or you will start making a very headstrong boundaries for yourself. And you will ask your way out. You need to own up. You need to stand up for yourself. And for that, you have to understand who you are.
Okay.
You need to do that. Figure out who you are first. First, that's important. Cleanse your karmas. Figure out who you are. Once you know, okay, I'm a tiger, I'll behave like a tiger. I'm a wolf, I'll behave like a wolf. I'm a human, I'll behave like a human. I'm a Sharmili, I'll behave like a Sharmili. I'm a head-on strong person, I'll behave like
that is there. Like, most of the time when I am at home, or when I don't have anything, a lot of things comes in my mind, like why, like who I am and for what reason I am here. Like, I always feel like there must be some what should I say? For some reason I'm here. For some reason I have got this birth. So what is that reason? There must be some like I have some pending work I need to do. Like that is there, but I don't know how to find that, and what is it? I don't know.
Okay. Do you dream a lot?
Yeah.
Could you write it down?
I can't say I have dreams in my night. Okay. Because when I sleep, as my days are very hectic. When I sleep, I'm just completely in deep sleep. Yeah. And in the morning, when I wake up, I know how I have seen some dream, but I don't remember what it is.
No problem. What you do is, next time when you sleep, there will be certain dreams which will stand out, because you are a very intuitive person. Now, the thing is, I'll tell you what, you are a Shiva. All of us are Shiva and Shakti. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Everybody knows that. Yeah. Yeah, in your case, the Shiva is empowering the Shakti. Okay. So you need to bring it out. That's why the first thing I told you is, don't be so harsh on yourself. Allow the Shakti to come in. Allow your creativity, your intuitiveness, the gentleness. Be gentle. Take time. If you want to cry, cry. Let people call you cry baby. It doesn't matter. 100 years down, nobody will know what people said about each other. Doesn't matter. So just do what you feel like. Create a boundary. You definitely need a healing on your mother's side. On your mother's side of lineage, you need a healing over there. You have a good growth. Growth is never a problem for you. You are a very excellent. You interact well with humans. Yeah, you have that.
With me, it's like I don't take much time to mingle with the people around me. in very short span of time, I will be like gel up with everyone.
So that's a good quality that you have.
People won't understand what I am feeling or what is there going on with me. But if I know that people for 1 or 2 days, I will be knowing that what that person wants, what that person is thinking.
So that is your psychic ability that is kicking in, and you're not using it to the potential.
Sneha, I must tell you that there's lots of people in our audience as well who I think this resonates with.
Sure.
Pragya is also saying it feels like she's talking about me.
It's a collective consciousness that we are picking up, you know. So that's basically what you need to do is you just need to work on your Shakti. Reduce your Shiva element, work on your Shakti element, bring them in union 50-50. Right? 70-30 or 80-20. What's going to happen? Shiva is all about destruction, and that's you are going to do it. So take this reading as a sign from your Shakti that I want to come out. I want to work on myself. Help me develop that. So do those things. Do creative things. Cooking is one of the best way of doing a creative ability. I know women's really hate it nowadays, but cooking.
No, I love cooking. Whenever I get very depressed, I start cooking.
So that's. I didn't even know. And I don't know why I said cooking, but it's just intuition because you are in cooking. So all I'm trying to say is that it helps you. Cooking brings the creativity back into us, you know. So just do that. Work on your Shakti element. Work on healing yourself and your finances. Like I said, I don't see a problem. I never saw a problem with your finances. I see a problem with your belief system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Sneha. Thanks, Nirjarra. That's really, really detailed. We'll have to be a little bit quicker
yes.
For the last one because we're really running out of time.
Okay.
I want to take on, so there was a question, there was a bunch of questions about the workshop as well. So Pallavi was asking, is it similar to Nadi reading?
Nadi reading, not exactly.
Okay. All right. And Pragya was asking, and I saw Pragya's question earlier as well. Are there magic formulas for body weight release, to reduce weight? Yes, there are. Fantastic. Okay, Pragya, I hope that helps. And
you can create your own formulas with that. You can just create your own formulas. I mean, I can give you, but the beauty is I want you to create it for yourself.
Yeah. So Sumana was asking if package C has also got that bonus where you give them a personalized rune.
No, not for the reading. No.
Okay. All right. So package A,
they would have no understanding of that. They will have no understanding. I'm giving this because they're going to learn it through the course. They will know what it is. People who are just doing a reading session would not understand what it is.
Okay.
Kind of not.
No, she meant, Nirjarra, that package C has, sorry, not package C. Package C is the personalized reading. Yeah. And that does not have a personalized magic rune. Yeah. That's in the package A and package B.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I hope that clears it. Nareen is asking, so with Rune Magick, we can give the remedies to a client for sale of property, for relationship issues. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. We had Swati, who was very distressed. I know during the call, she had messaged us lots and lots of times. This is usually, I want to tell our audience, we discourage that, messaging us multiple times your same question. And like I said earlier, we note that all your questions, it's not like we miss any of them, so don't worry about that. It's just that we can't pick everybody, and everybody's struggles are equal. In the Mystic Lotus community, no struggle is greater than the other. All our struggles are just as intense. So I want to just take on Swati if she's around.
I am sorry, I can't come on the camera. Thank you so much. I'm at the hospital at the moment. I'm outside the ICU. Hence, I was requesting and So my question is regarding my father. He had a stroke about 6 years back, and 5 months back he had a bypass. His kidneys already failed. He had a seizure 3 days back. He's gone back to the hospital. His liver has also given up. It's completely damaged. I've lost my mother about this 30th December. I complete 4 years. I'm really, really struggling where his health is concerned. And I do not know what's happening in our house. There are a lot of issues, but my main concern right now is my father. I'm highly depressed right now. I can't even tell you what I'm going through.
No, I totally understand in what space you are. You're feeling completely insecure, alone, and low down. But all my genuine wishes and positive wishes for you.
Thank you.
I'll kind of try to send up a rune healing reading to your father, definitely. Yep. And I will definitely need his birth date for that. I will do that post the session. I will do that. Sure. Is it okay, Ruchira? It's pretty desperate.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Sure.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Yeah.
So his as per his passport, his birth date is 27 October 1948. But I think it's 27th October 1947.
Okay. He's a warrior. He has fought a lot. His life would be full of complications.
Yes, he has. But I somehow feel that he's really giving up now, and he's my only parent left. So it's very difficult for me to come to terms to the fact that, I'm seeing him going every day. There's a part of me which I know is telling me mentally to get prepared, but somehow, I'm not able to do it.
But it's just that I want to tell you that it is very tough on him right now. Okay. And he just cannot go because you're not allowing him to go. But at the moment, the soul is struggling really hard. So,
yes.
So I would just want to tell you one thing is that leave it to the God, leave it to the karmas, but just give him the permission, because he needs to hear that from you, that you're going to be okay. And which you are going to be. How hard it's going to be, but it's way of life. And your father is really in pain right now. He can't take it. Just because he can't say it, his soul cannot take it anymore. He's struggling very hard to fight it around, like I mean, because that's what I'm seeing. His life has been a huge struggle. All the time he's been in a lot of struggle, actually.
Yes, he was cheated by his own brother in business. We lost everything. So it's like, we were at the top, and then there came a day when, we didn't have a house over our head. We couldn't even have a roti. We were literally on the roads. So he's seen all that, and we fought a lot. We came together, but in the process, I think my mom going away was the biggest blow. Yes. And post that, he's just been going down and down and down and down. So, as a daughter, it's very difficult for me to, see him struggling. And I know deep down inside that, he's ready to go. But it's just that, as a daughter, as a child, it's difficult for me to let go of my father.
But I do understand but you're only thinking about yourself. You're not thinking about him. And it's really strenuous for him, like if you want, he can be, we can, if you don't allow him, he will not go, or he may go with a lot of regret in his heart, but that would be a very torturous thing for him.
Rather, I would not want that.
Exactly. So don't think about yourself. Think about this. Think about him. Just let him go. And who knows, maybe if you're holding on to it, the attachment could be too much for him. If you kind of just let go of the attachment, things can come around. He can come around, but it's going to be very miserable for him. Even after he coming back, it's going to be a little miserable for him. So I think so. The best part is, you allow him to go peacefully, spend the times you have with him. If he can hear you, talk to you, listen to you, and trust me, you are strong enough to hold yourself even without his presence. Because if you're sitting right now in ICU and trying to battle all these things, it speaks a lot about who you are as a person. You're a very courageous person, you just don't know. You just don't know who you are, but you are what you are, and you'll be very good with it. You'll be okay with it, because then his spirits will be guiding you later.
Sure. Thank you so much, and thank you so much. I was messaging. It was just a very desperate call, and I just didn't know what to do.
Maybe that's why your call is here. Maybe your call is here. That's why I'm listening to you. I'll definitely send a rune healing to your father. But the thing is, you need to let go of him. Don't hold on to him. Just let him go in peace.
Sure, I will. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. I'm sorry for your pains, but you are a struggler and you're a fighter.
Thank you.
Be there. Be there.
Thanks, Swati. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nirjarra.
Pretty intense.
Yeah, difficult times, and
she's going through a lot.
Stress. Yeah. Can we leave the group with something reassuring, Nirjarra?
It's just going to take me 1 minute.
Yeah, of course.
Because I was trying to heal her while I was talking to her. I was trying to heal her, and the energies are still there. It's just 1 minute.
Of course.
Can you take the diastole for 1 minute?
Yeah, of course. And I just want to tell everyone on the group as well. And Swati, you've got all our support, and even the group has been putting messages in support for you. So we wish you all the best. And I do want to share with everyone that Nirjarra is going to be around tomorrow for a demo call. So at 6:30 p.m. India time. So if there are questions around runes and how they can benefit, I know Pallavi has been asking, how can we make the best of this? I think, Pallavi, you will be able to get that answer in greater detail tomorrow on the follow-up call with Nirjarra.
Yeah.
So. And of course, it's how you can do best in anything is a lot up to you, how you use it, and how it's wonderful that this is a modality that helps you and propels you in terms of your psychic powers, your abilities, and gives you such an amazing magical tool to work with. There's some messages. Sneha saying, "Don't worry, Swati, everything will be fine." She's been through something similar. So lots and lots of love to Swati. Lots and lots of love to everyone in the Lotus community who is going through a tough time. We've seen messages around finances and relationships and health. And of course, all of these are really difficult to endure and difficult to get past. I do have a quote that from someone I was talking to just a couple of days ago, and she said, the best way to get out is to get through. It's a line from, I think, Robert Frost, but I think it'll resonate with everyone. So the best way to get out of that space of feeling, that space of being stuck, that space of struggle, etc., is to get through it, to walk through it, to stay with it and let it process it, and
I would like to add something to this also, that every problem that you have is your own. Okay. Like we just had a really traumatic call from her, but I mean, if she's listening also to all the other people, it's yours. It's not anybody's. It's part of you. Your trauma is part of you. Your pain is part of you. It's you reflected in a different way. Let's not shame it or degrade it in any aspects ever. There are some people who just say, they like keep repeating their traumas and they try to get a sympathy out of it or something like that. I'm not talking general, but I'm trying to say is face with grace, because that trauma, that pain, that misdeed, that mishappening, if anybody's losing out any of their people, it's their own. And if we treat it with grace, if we go through it with grace, I think, because it's our own thing, we don't shame ourselves. We just go through it with heads high, so irrespective of anything, just move high in life, So that's what I want to just add to your part.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that's my favorite quote: face with grace, because you are going to face it. No matter what, you're going to face it. face with grace, kind of. That's
That's
what.
very, very true. Thank you for that, Nirjarra.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. All right, should we, I don't see any other questions right now on the workshop, etc. and session. So I just want to quickly recap for everyone that there's 2 packages to learn runes. And today we witnessed how magical they can be, how much insight you can get from them. So package A, of course, is the basic and advanced, and that's only at 9,999. And you get your own personalized Rune Magick formula on that. You've also got a whole bunch of other things, like you can revise the entire course again. You can you'll get all the PDF notes, etc. You get 6-month support on WhatsApp with Nirjarra. And you've got, and if those of you who really want to be able to use this fully, then there's package B, which takes you through basic, advanced, and to learn how to create Rune Magick and Rune Magick formulas. So go ahead, and that's just 21,000 rupees right now. That's marked down by 80%. It's all these offers are open for only 24 hours. So do get in there and book your slot. And of course, if you just want a consult with Nirjarra, like we did today, we did so many demos. And Nirjarra, thank you so much. You are incredibly generous.
Yeah.
You gave so much time and you gave so much insight today. So if you'd like, such deep consults and deeper, because the consult she's offering on the call today is 30 minutes. So you can ask her as many questions.
Unlimited questions at that time frame. Normally it's one issue, but here I'm open because I see people with a lot of questions. So
yeah. So that's just 3,333. I'm going to request the team to put up all the links to book your packages, etc. on the Telegram group once more. And I'm just going to check if there are any. There's some beautiful messages, Nirjarra, for you, as well as just beautiful messages for Swati as well. Okay. So Swati, I hope you're reading all the messages to you. Lots and lots of blessings and lots of support.
Yeah, my deepest feeling for Swati also. Can we just take a moment to pray for Swati's father?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Nirjarra. Thank you. And thank you, everyone. We'll see you all tomorrow at 6:30 p.m.
6:30. Hope to see you guys. Yes.
All right. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care. Much love.
Bye.